Hey guys, it's Rains. I'm really sorry about uploading late again. I was feeling incredibly ill yesterday, really bad migraine. The lights that I used to film I could not look at them, they were hurting too much. But I'm really going to try to upload on schedule. If not, I will post something on either my Facebook or my Google Plus or here on YouTube, letting you know that that it's going to be up tomorrow, or it's going to be up later on that night or something like that. But anyways, about the tutorial, we're going to be doing this burgundy eye, kind of a 90s grungy, glamish grunge. And doing the full face tutorial this time instead of just the eyes, so it's going to be a little bit of a longer video, but it's going to be covering everything, and even going through a new way to do my foundation, which does not involve a lot of products. It's not foundation, concealer, powder, and everything like that. It's using concealer and powder, and that's it, and getting the different tones and everything like that. How I've been doing my contour lately, and pairing it up with a really nice glossy nude lip, which you could do matte, you could do something bright or dark, you can switch it up however you want. But of course, let me know if you want to see anything else. I want to do a hair tutorial next, and probably after I do something festive for Independence Day. And let me know if you want to see anything. I want to do some nail things, but unfortunately I have my acrylics with gel. I have a nail totally gone. Getting that fixed tomorrow. But because I have the gel, it's a little bit hard for me to do actual nail tutorials. So I'm going to have to see what I can do, either working with my mother or mother-in-law or somebody, seeing what I can do. Maybe I can get something together, have somebody volunteer. Anyways, let me know if there's any looks that you want to see, because I'm racking my brain trying to come up with something new every time, and I don't want to just keep doing the same things for you and you get bored. So let me know if there's anything that you particularly want to learn how to do. If you want to learn how to do a cat eye perfectly every time, let me know. I have a way to do a cat eye in 2 minutes. If you want to know how to do a classic pinup, how to overdraw your lips so it doesn't look like they're overdrawn, which I do all the time. Soft contour, anything, let me know and I will get it to you. Okay, well, we're on with the tutorial because I'm rambling on and on. I don't want this to be a 45-minute tutorial, so let's get going. Okay, so let's get on with the tutorial. As you can see, I have this eye done. My face is not done at all. So there's quite a bit of fallout with this look. So I'm going to do this eye, and then I'm going to do all of the foundation, contouring, and everything like that. So going to zoom in, so you can see what's going on. And the first product I'm going to use is my Sephora waterproof liner in the color Romantic Comedy. I'm going to use this like a primer. And you do have to work pretty fast with this, so I'm getting my brush ready. Because it is waterproof, it does set. And then blend out the edges first. You actually feel it starting to set, not slip as much as you're working with it. And go the lash line. So I'm just using a e.l.f. crease brush. I find it works really well with cream products because it's so dense. Able to move them around a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to be using 3 palettes today, and 4 colors from those palettes. First one I'm going to be using is my e.l.f. palette, my giant e.l.f. palette. And the first color I'm going to be using out of that on my, just a little fluffy brush, is the bright matte red. I'm going to work a little bit faster so this video is not going to be super long. Trying to not do super long 20-minute videos all the time. Okay, so there's the red. Then I'm going to be using the In the Buff palette. I'm going to be using the color Topaz. I'm putting that right on top of where I put that red. So a really warm copper color, I'm putting it over that red. It takes on some of those red tones. I'm going to take my fluffy brush and just blend that in some. Then I am going to switch brushes. With a nice little angled brush, going back in with that red and taking it right at my lower lash line. And the same Topaz. So we're doing the exact same thing. Then from the same palette, I'm using Onyx, which is a matte black. I'm just going to deepen up this outer V. It's pretty strong now, but I'm going to go back through with the same brush that I used with that Topaz. Nothing else on it. And then my blending brush again. And on the outer corner, the lower lash line also. Now with a second fluffy brush, and in the In the Night palette by W7, I'm using this color called Laura E. It's a really shimmery reddish brown. I'm just going to bring some of that red tone back into it. Using the same angled brush. And then again, blend it out. Before we go any further, I am going to take a little wipe. This is actually a baby wipe that I'm using. I'm going to clean up underneath my eye. I'm going to sharpen up the line here. I'm going to clean up my inner corner a little bit too. It's a little bit too far in. So whenever you're doing your makeup, if you make any mistakes or feel like it's looking like a mess, you don't have to start over. Just take a wipe and just clean it up. It's as simple as that. There's no real rules in makeup. You don't have to get it right the first time, every time. Okay, now I'm going to take my Milani liquid-like eyeliner. I'm just going to do my tight line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it at the corner, close my eye, and then just wiggle it back and forth. That way I get the top and bottom at the same time, and then just go and just touch up if I missed anything. And I'm going to go in with my, I had my smudgy brush. A little smudger brush. And smudge out that eyeliner a little bit. And with a teeny tiny itty bitty detail brush, I'm going to go back in with that Laura E and just tap it on top of that black liner, just so it's not so harsh. Then the last thing is for the eyeshadow is to take a big fluffy brush and a blending color, whatever matches your skin tone. Mine is Max Blanc type. And just blend it down. And this will erase any of the harsh lines that you might have. Okay, now I'm just going to take my eyeliner, put these eyeshadows out of the way. My eyeliner, I'm just doing very, very tightly against the lash line. Taking my Kat Von D Tattoo and Trooper. I have a little mirror. Just gonna look down in. Get as close to to the lash line as I can, because I don't want to add any real emphasis. Just want to make a little bit of a barrier between the red and my eye, because sometimes if you put too much red around your eye, it makes your eyes look irritated. Then just to curl my lashes and put on some mascara. Make sure that they all got curled nicely. The mascara I'm using today is my Tarte Light Camera Lashes. I really like this one because you don't need a lot at all. One, maybe two coats, and that is it. It doesn't clump. And then on the lower lash line, I'm gonna zoom out so I can do my face. So the first thing I'm going to do is my brows. I'm going to take my NYX push-up brow for your brows and just go right underneath and then right on top. I don't really do too much to my brows. I just like to make it look like that they're a little bit denser than what they are. Then, just to keep them in place and to add with that density also, I'm using my Maybelline Brow Drama. Also holds them in place. The other end, which is a highlight, I'm going really close to my brow and just blend it in with my finger. And there's the brows. Next, for my face, I am going to use this is my Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. I really like this one. Try not to get too close to the eyeshadow. I want to get rid of any dark circles because the color of the eyeshadow is just going to emphasize it. Take my Flawless Concealer brush by e.l.f., which is a really good brush. It's very big, but because of that you can blend out your concealer just flawlessly. Okay. Now instead of actual foundation, I'm gonna take a lighter concealer. I'm going to plot out where I would highlight. don't have to be too absolutely perfect. We're going to blend all this in. Again with my concealer brush. The concealer I'm using is the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous. I like this one because it does buff very well into your skin. At least it does in mine. Pretty much how I've been doing my foundation lately. Seems to be working pretty well. It's not a lot of layers either. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my Milani pressed powder. And this is in the shade 02 Fresco. I'm going to take my Expert Face Brush by Real Techniques. And everywhere that does not have concealer, I'm going to buff this in. So the sides of my nose, around my forehead, cheekbones, side of my mouth. And the jaw and my neck. Then I'm going to take this is actually a blush brush, but it's a nice fluffy brush. I'm taking my Maybelline loose powder in light. Just tap some out on in the lid. And I'm going to pat this on pretty thickly everywhere that we put the concealer. It looks like a mess right now, but trust me, it's not going to be in a minute. Okay, I'm going to take a big brush, big fluffy brush, and I'm going to sweep it all away. As you can see, all those streaks that we had before are gone. If you still notice anything that's not blended, just go back with your brush I used for your darker color. Just go right around the edges. It's very easy, very quick. I'm going to take the same brush I used for my foundation. I'm going to use my bronzer. This is my matte bronzer by NYX. I'm going to sculpt out my cheekbones. On my forehead just a little bit. blend it down. Then I'm taking a very large fan brush. The first thing I'm going to do is just blend some of this in first. And then I'm going to take it on my jawline and down my neck. And what that does is it reduces the appearance of the double chin. Your fretted double chin. I'm going to take this is actually a crease brush, go down my nose, across the tip of my nose, and that just makes it nose appear straighter. I'm not really looking to thin out my nose any. I have a pretty thin nose. I just want it to look thinner. And I'm taking the same brush underneath my lower lip. It's going to make my lower lip look a little bit more pouty. I'm going to take the same thing right above my cupid's bow, which makes that look like it's indented more, so it looks like that my lip is puffed out a little bit more. Next is blush. I think I'm going to go a little bit lighter on my blush, so I'm going to use my Milani Luminoso, my blush brush, sweep that on my cheekbones, apples on my cheeks, then for my highlight, I'm taking another small tapered brush, going in with the Urban Decay Naked Illuminated. That looks like that's very shiny. Best way to use this is you pat it on and then you rub it in. That gives you the best results. So if you just pat it on, then you just get like loose shimmer. Pat it on, rub it in. Pat it on, rub it in. A smaller brush. I'm going to do the same thing on the tip of my nose. My cupid's bow. The very tip of my chin. And for lipstick, because the eyes are so intense, I'm going to use a little bit of a nuder color. I'm using my Beautique pencil, which I've had for an incredibly long time. Some residue from my concealer. Sharpen this real quick. I'm going to take my e.l.f. matte lip color in Nearly Nude. And then just top it off with my NYX Butter Gloss and Tiramisu. And there we go. We have a burgundy eye with nude lips. Kind of a slightly 90s grungy look. A little bit more glam. Hope you like it.